We have these crossroads. And you know, either way you choose, your life is going to be different.
The universe doesn't exist, but God thinks it does.
We have to stop consuming our culture. We have to create culture.
Stupidity has a definite evolutionary function. I am all for abolishing stupidity, but before it goes, we should pay tribute to it.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Nonsense Bazaar. We're your hosts. I'm Sequoia Kennedy.
And I'm Willow Truman.
And I'm pissed.
Oh, really?
I'm pissed we're here again.
I pissed my pants.
I'm pissed we have to be here again.
I'm going to need a diaper change.
Jesus Christ. Friends, if you're new to the show, as in started listening in the last few months or whatever and haven't dug into our back catalog, there's some preliminary homework you got to do.
It's true.
For literally any of this episode to make sense. All right. The Saint Germain Foundation, a.k.a. the official institutional control entity of the I am religious activity.
Yes.
There are sworn enemies. And
okay, yeah.
Saint Germain might not be.
Yeah, but
he's our nemesis.
Okay, yeah.
There are sworn enemies.
They are, though.
Fuck these people. And since we first discovered the I am activity roughly a year ago, we've been investigating it the whole time. The whole time. Hopefully, we will soon have a different long-term arc, but for now, it's this. We did a stretch of about 10 episodes last year we referred to as the Ascended Masters Inquisition, in which we became High Inquisitors. Get it? And we looked at the phenomenon of the Ascended Master teachings, which is every dogshit and, quote, spiritual movement or cult that seems to be based on literally nothing but escapism and is tailor-made for social media. We described it as a mimetic virus, the Ascended Master teachings, and it is. It's also a really interesting sociological phenomenon in which a structure is in place that anyone can take and turn into a cult.
That is brilliantly put, yeah.
It's a cult in a box.
It is.
Yeah. All you have to do is make up your own Ascended Master, or pick from one of the 10,000 someone's already done the heavy lifting on.
Another one.
Start channeling that piece of shit and you're on your way. It works.
Yeah.
Why does it work? Well, the Ass Master teachings are an American offshoot of Theosophy. In fact, it stripped down diluted Cliff's Notes of Dick and Jane versions of C.W. Ledbetter's Theosophy. Again, from everything we read on this, and it's been a lot, we're obsessive people, and it's been a year of obsessing about this behind the scenes. Helena Blavatsky, for all of her faults, is not to blame for this.
Nope.
Her hidden Mahatmas stopped just short of saying, wear literary devices.
Yeah, they couldn't have made it more clear.
They really couldn't have. C.W. Ledbetter really gave the Masters of Ancient Wisdom body and form, and from there, the first of the Ascended Master teachings, New Religions, happened in 1934 in Chicago, Illinois, through Guy and Edna Ballard and Little Beloved Don.
Yes.
The only way to describe these people is Nazi vampires.
Yeah.
With incredible stage presence.
That is the most astute way.
Yeah.
They told people to kill their pets.
Yeah. We'll get to that. They were literal Nazis, like Nazis. Were they literal vampires? Well... So go back and listen to episodes 23, 24, and 52 of the Nonsense Bazaar. The whole stretch of Ascended Masters episodes from 22 to 31 are suggested, but not required. 23, 24, and 52 are required. It's just too much to sum up briefly without losing the impact that this bullshit needs to have on you.
It's true.
Okay, you're back. Good.
Hello.
Welcome back.
My diaper's been changed.
Change your diaper. It's 5 hours later. You're in a bit of psychosis after learning about Guy and Edna.
Yes.
It's okay. So as we established, Guy and Edna were so successful because they had a road team referred to as the Minutemen. The Minutemen were made up of members poached from the Silver Legion, a.k.a. the Silver Shirts, the group headed by America's most successful Nazi, William Dudley Pelley. FBI documents on the Ballard heavily suggest that before she married Guy, Edna was banging Pelley. The timelines all match. He was in Chicago at the right time. He fucked off to India right around when Edna met Guy, etc., etc. We contend that Edna, who worked at her sister's occult bookstore, the now very defunct Philosopher's Nook, taught William Dudley Pelley about the occult, and Pelley, in return, taught Edna about Nazism. Seldom reported his beloved Don's assertion that Pelley actually stayed with Edna and helped write the I Am books while Guy was away. And I'm just going to say, Pelley, better looking than Guy. It's true. It's true.
Can't deny it.
The basic tenet of the I Am activity was that Guy Ballard met Ascended Master Saint Germain on Mount Shasta.
Gave him a cup of cream.
Saint
Germain gave Guy a sweet cup of cream.
And said, drink it.
And he did.
In reality, Guy was looking for gold and selling people fake stock in gold mining companies. This will become relevant later on. Between 1934 and 1939, the IM activity swept through the nation, garnering up to 1 million followers. Internal IM numbers say 5 million. Their stated goal was to overthrow the U.S. government and install Guy Ballard as king. He is, after all, the reincarnation of George Washington.
Amongst others.
Amongst a lot of others. To do this, they used a combination of different hypnotic techniques. Guy mastered the revival tent preacher bit, and their main activity were decrees, basically spells that you would yell over and over, faster and faster, sort of like mantras.
Yes, chanting.
Yes. The successor to the IM activity, Church Universal and Triumphant under Elizabeth Clare Prophet, took this to the extreme, and their decrees got so fast it sounded like a hive of insects. This will become relevant later on. They whipped people into a madness that can really only be compared to QAnon. Truly, it is the exact same flavor. Saint Germain destroying Japanese submarines with blue lightning.
Oh, yeah. They even had a secret master K-17.
Yes.
And we know how big 17 is to the Q people.
Yeah. K-17 was the head of Saint Germain's inner secret service, the group of the white magicians in Washington, D.C. that were just ready for Guy Ballard to come in. And,
oh, yeah. The man on the inside that had all the secrets.
Yeah.
K-17.
Yeah, that was cute. Yeah. K-17 is cute.
If you don't get it, Q is the 17th letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, yeah. It's like the myth of Ascended Master K-17 is the Q story.
It is.
Yeah. And he was actually, interestingly enough, the only Ascended Master who was ever played by anyone.
Yeah.
They had a guy who pretended
guy.
to be K-17. Yeah. Which is, it's just interesting. Yeah. They told their followers that there were these gas lines underneath every major city that were about to blow sky high. But Saint Germain was keeping everyone safe, so you should give them all your money and buy all the goddamn books.
Yep.
They told people to kill their fucking pets. They set up two sort of shell companies, the Saint Germain Press and the Saint Germain Foundation. After Guy fucks off and dies, Edna gets taken to the Supreme Court. And in a landmark Supreme Court case, she was acquitted of mail fraud, but she does get banned from using the mail for 10 years. And this is a landmark Supreme Court case. It established that you cannot use whether someone's religious beliefs are true or not in a legal case against them.
Right.
Yeah. Which is it's a very important decision, and it's the right decision.
It is. Unfortunately, it is.
We covered the intervening period, including the lengthy FBI investigation in episode 52. We established how Donald Ballard was stockpiling weapons, and the Saint Germain Foundation was buying properties all across the country, including many gold mines. We saw how Edna fled to New Mexico, and that's why Santa Fe and Sedona are the way they are now. We saw how they bought a resort in Dunsmuir, California, and turned it into their compound. We also established that, in light of Edna's extremely strict rule that no one who has ever done any drugs could be allowed into the activity, and in light of the FBI's discovery of, quote, green powder used for ritual purposes, most likely they were drugging their followers with powdered peyote, mescaline. All in all, we established that there is an underground network of fucking Nazi cultists with quite a lot of Germans and Italians who moved here immediately after the war, who created the New Age, the Consciousness Expo-flavored New Age, the Q-flavored New Age, who are stockpiling guns, property, and drugs, whose followers literally lost their fucking minds completely, who, after Edna died, stole all of beloved Don's inheritance and acquired a tell-all manuscript authored by beloved Donald Ballard after his mysterious and sudden death on the way to bring it to the printers, who then burned half of it and sealed the other half away at their compound in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Holy shit.
We also established how they still exist to this day and have shifted gears and begun targeting the groovier elements of society through conscious living and kirtan yoga and breathwork and all this shit, co-opting and perverting legitimate spiritual practices that should be the thing that people can fall back on for comfort in a world spinning down the fucking drain. And they're still doing it. But
instead, you just find your way straight into Saint Germain's belly.
To his fucking maw. And they're still doing it. They're still doing it because they have more money than God. And their mythology is so fucking stupid that no one stops to think, hey, maybe it's a little weird how all these people believe such utterly stupid fucking things. I mean, I get it. People believe in quantum hypnosis. Oh, right. That was them too. Ascended Masters. Yeah, that's all them. Angel numbers. Shit, that's them too.
Oh, yeah.
People believe in QAnon. Wait, Ascended Master K-17 of Saint Germain's Inner Secret Service? Are you saying there's no QAnon without the Saint Germain Foundation? Yeah, that's precisely what I'm saying. And so far, that has been the extent of what we have presented to the public.
Yep. But there's more.
But there's more. That is by no means. More. Yeah, but wait, there's more. There's always more Saint Germain.
I know.
There always is.
That's an amazing summary, by the way.
Thank you.
That was outstanding.
I was clickety-clacking like a madman.
Yeah.
Yeah. We already recorded this episode once, but it was so scattered. I was like, I need to sell this shit.
Yeah, we need to really lay the impact out.
Yeah. So we have more hypotheses, thoughts, and evidence regarding the Saint Germain Foundation. Our assertion is that the Saint Germain Foundation is still, to this day, operating a secret cult indoctrination network, one that is not advertised and operates on a relatively small scale, in stark contrast to the 1 million followers of old. However, actual followers of the mythology created by the IM may be more numerous than ever. Let's take a look at that paper you got at the Vanilla Bean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So at my local cafe, of which there is one in my tiny town, I found the farewell issue of the Spirit of Change magazine. And I had to pick this thing up because I knew that it contained everything that we've been talking about and would give us an inkling of like what's happening in our direct area.
Yeah, this little small bumblefuck town.
Right. Do you want it?
Sure.
Personally, my favorite ad in it was the one for the harmonic egg.
Oh, the harmonic egg is
just
great.
like a giant egg structure that you can go inside and I don't know what
harmonically healed.
I don't know what happens in the egg, but apparently
something happened.
You exit better than you entered.
Well, here's Idon's liquid minerals.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just like the same shit that Alex Jones sells, except with different packaging.
Yeah.
Different presentation.
Shit, the voice of clay, body treatments, facials, hypnosis, somatic breathwork, creativity.
So much hypnosis
clay.
in here.
It's also violet colored. A lot of these ads are, in fact, violet.
Yes. Also, so many ads for learning how to telepath with your pets. Or how to talk to animals.
At least they're not telling you to kill them anymore.
That's true.
Spirit Hollow, transforming consciousness, core shamanism, shamanic healing, a human's purpose. Oh, that's the book.
Oh, that's the book written by a dog.
Yeah.
The dog, yeah. Also, on the last page of it, there's a piece of art that's titled Calling All Occupants from Interplanetary Craft.
Fuck yeah.
If you've listened to our Ted Rice episode.
Ah, yes.
That song.
Here we go. Yeah, no, it's a great song. Optimism Plus LLC, Akashic Records consultant, heart-centered hypnotherapy, Reiki master teacher, shamanic Reiki master teacher, the International School of Esoteric Sciences, the New Paradigm Multidimensional Transformation, Transform Your Energy, Transform Your Life, upcoming workshops, the 2-day Basic Master, the 3-day Basic Master Teacher. This, like, all of this shit you can trace back to the IM activity. LoveRising.world, education for evolving consciousness.
Oh, Eckankar is in there. They have their own version of the Masters.
Yep, they got the Ek Masters.
Oh, yeah. I'm a loving Ek.
Ah, such a good song. Such a good song. Basically, the point is...
It's in small towns across America.
At this point, this doctrine, this New Age doctrine, which is... I get that it's like, it might be hard to see why we're blaming all of this on the IM. That's why I said go do the homework, go listen to all that shit. Like, there's a popular-ish podcast, one of those like mini series going into the Twin Flames cult. Guy and Edna invented Twin Flames.
Yeah.
Right.
Except they called it Twin Rays.
Right. But it's the exact same.
But then, of course, the combination of Violet Flame and Twin Ray, you get Twin Flame.
Violet Flame is the other one.
Yeah.
That's their magical power that you meditate upon in your heart and, you know, to ascend, right? They created the whole like
idea of
the ascension. Yeah, that we're all the 5D bullshit. Now, the reason we're doing this episode, we have a smoking gun.
We do.
And we're going to get to that. But first, we're going to do our tarot poll.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That might possibly be the longest it's taken us to get to the tarot poll. Although there have been episodes where we straight up forgot. So.
Yep.
Have not done that in a while.
No, we haven't.
We haven't.
And I needed to get through the whole intro, you know?
Oh, yeah. It was great. It was a great intro.
Thanks. Ace of Wands.
Oh, cool.
The root of the spirit of fire.
Interesting.
Yeah. Taste the biscuit indeed.
Yeah.
All right. So Ace of Wands, the root of the element of fire. All right. I like it.
I'll take it.
We'll talk about that at the end. So as we said, we have our pet plausible theories regarding the Saint Germain Foundation that we haven't shared yet because we didn't have the smoking gun. But we also from time to time like to get a little stoned and have a little fun with paranoia.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And most of that stoned ass paranoia revolves around the idea that perhaps the Ascended Masters are real disembodied entities and that they're fucking evil.
Yeah.
In one of our Patreon bonus episodes, we talked about a manga written in 2004 that cast Saint Germain as a villain. a hive mind networked consciousness villain. This freaked us the fuck out because that's the weird idea we had. But even freakier was that this manga author gave Saint Germain rabbit ears. We've been making the joke that Saint Germain is Bugs Bunny forever because it's hilarious. But it started as an in-joke completely unrelated to the big guy. What the fuck is our very obscure in-joke doing in a manga from 2004? Big question.
Yeah.
And other stuff like that. My pet theory has always been that the Ascended Master teachings are an arm of the proto-corporatist fascist remnants of the East India Trading Company. A company that owned the entirety of India, was a country with an army, and had close ties to the founding fathers of America. The magical practices of the Elizabethan court, the first dead Elizabeth, not the new one, and whose control over India was stripped in 1875, the same year in which the Theosophical Society was founded. This was further confirmed by the very close ties between C.W. Ledbetter and the Bulwer-Lytton family. Robert Bulwer-Lytton was the first brutal viceroy of India after the East India Company's control was stripped away. God. And his father, Edward Bulwer-Lytton, wrote Vril, The Power of the Coming Race, on which all paranormal lore involving the inner earth and caves is based, including St. Germain's Magic Cave of Wonders. This includes also the stories of Richard Shaver. Do you remember, Lemuria?
I remember.
Yeah, I thought so. Curiously, some of Richard Shaver's stories seem to include allusions to I Am principles and concepts, but inverted. The Ray of America and goblins which come to businessmen and politicians in the form of clean-cut wise fellers, but which get them to do heinous things. It's worth pointing out that Richard Shaver lost his mind in Detroit at the very same time Guy and Edna Ballard were playing Detroit because they couldn't go back to Chicago and driving people to lose their fucking minds. As evidenced by the real and documented revelations of MK Ultra, it is entirely possible to drive a person into sheer and total madness.
Oh, and the I Am doctrines are great at doing it.
Yes. If there is a process by which we can direct people into madness, then that is, by definition, a technology of mind control. See our episode on The Nine for more speculation about this. When I'm really, really stoned, though, I have this idea that the Ascended Masters are trying to drive people insane so they can possess them and take over the world. And how fucking weird is it that we found someone who escaped the Saint Germain Foundation and says that that is exactly what they're trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
And I found it.
Yeah.
Stoned late one night.
Yes. And that's what we're going to get to in a minute. First, we need to go into a little bit more detail about just what I mean when I say that they own all these properties all across the country.
Not even across the country either. But
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even just across the country. It's across the world. Apart from the U.S., the other countries that I saw that had a big presence was Canada and Switzerland, which is a hilarious country to be doing shady shit in. Switzerland.
Yeah.
Neutral, huh? So they have all these fucking properties, these big houses, these little houses. The big houses are like big old churches, cathedrals.
Yeah.
But no one ever goes in, right? Sometimes trucks show up and stuff. They own this giant building in Chicago, this really creepy like skyscraper, in which only the public's only allowed into the first floor. People who have been in it say that it's fucking creepy as shit. And the rituals they do are fucking real weird.
Yeah.
And apart from these like monster buildings, they have this compound in Dunsmuir, California, which is they're currently involved in this dispute over the town wants to buy or just even lease a piece of a tiny corner of their property so that people don't have to walk on train tracks of which people have gotten killed to.
How much property do they have?
I think it's like 200 acres.
Oh, wow.
It's a big.
Wow.
Yeah, they bought this resort that was like it was a resort for the rich and powerful to go drink the magic spring water of.
It's fucking always with the magic.
Yeah.
Oh, Peter Popoff's miracle spring water.
Yeah. Well, this is, allegedly the spring water that Saint Germain gave to Guy Ballard. Right? Yeah. What's really interesting, I found on Reddit when I was just searching like Mount Shasta Springs, I was just like anything, I was just trying to pull information. Someone in a microscope hobbyist club got some water from these springs.
Yeah.
They found these weird fungal strands that they couldn't.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they couldn't identify. No one could identify. Yeah. Which is, that's quite strange.
Yeah.
Other people say they've been chased off that property by people in robes and shit.
Yeah.
In fact, right now, the train company, I forget which train company it is actually said, okay, we'll work with you, the town. To build like a walking bridge over the tracks because the Saint Germain Foundation just will not let people walk on their property.
Yeah.
They even did some shit where they had the town pay for an assessment of the property to like get the fair value, and it cost the town like fucking almost $100,000. And then they went, no, we decided nah. And then they tried doing it again. They're like, well, to pay for another reassessment. It's such dickhead shit. Dickhead shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got that. And then they got all these chapels. They got all the, they have a big one in Denver, Colorado, which I found a article written in 2010 by someone who got suckered into going to a presentation at this place in Denver and said it terrified them. And that like the woman giving it just seemed like fake, and they suspected it was part of like a psyop or like something very evil, and they got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
And that there's all these people in the comments saying that they know, their hippie friends who got by the I am.
Yeah.
And that it's real bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like, it's the same story as the one we're about to hear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But then they have all these tiny little houses. Most of these seem empty, except the lawns are all perfectly manicured. There's like topiary at a lot of these places.
Yeah.
It's like a not insignificant amount of yearly maintenance costs, right? So it's not like they're just holding them as investments to sell them. Like there's a reason why they have these fucking things. In fact, there's only been like 5 sales that they've made, as far as I could tell, 5 like real estate sales in the last 30 years or so.
Do they just designate where their members live as like
I think so. Yeah, that's what I've surmised.
Is it like a tax break thing so that those people don't have to?
I'm sure there's financial shenanigans in there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a tax exempt religious organization.
Right. So if your house is technically a place of worship. And they move people around and shit like that. Yeah.
Like it looks like, it's an underground network of moving shit around. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
And all these like Saint Germain, I am Temple of Saint Germain, there's these tiny shit houses that do not advertise. And that's the weirdest part. They don't advertise.
Like there's no a sign on the lawn that says like,
there's a little one.
Oh, okay.
Yep. It's very bare bones. They might have just like a paper black and white picture of Saint Germain in the window.
Oh.
That's the one in DC. Like a couple blocks from the White House is just that. Tiny little shit house with a tiny little picture of Saint Germain.
That's like their beware of dog sign.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's truly bizarre because like Scientology, for example, they recruit.
Yeah.
They have a PR campaign. Every cult tries to recruit. Every cult has a PR campaign, except these fucking guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always bothered me quite a lot.
It's almost like they make people either think that it was their idea to want it, or they seek people who truly, really want it and come to them.
Yes. So, as we mentioned, there was a successor, the Church Universal and Triumphant, to Guy and Edna's bullshit. Edna hated Church Universal and Triumphant because they were doing her bit.
Yeah. Copycats.
Yep. But after Church Universal and Triumphant died, well, they're still technically around.
Still there.
After Elizabeth Clare Prophet died, they have their own offshoots and stuff. Well, it seems like the Saint Germain Foundation has now reabsorbed all of these other groups into it. I found in some PDFs from the Heart Center that they went to the conclaves at the Saint Germain Foundation compound in Mount Shasta.
And the Heart Center is another I am.
Well, that Heart Center was an offshoot of Church Universal and Triumphant. Where it spawned from that.
Yeah.
And that's what makes me think that.
So it's like the grandchild of the I am. Actually.
Yeah. And so the Saint Germain Foundation has now been at least re-allying itself with
all these the splinter groups.
Yes.
Yeah.
Violet Flame. So the Violet Flame.
I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. I am a being of violet fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Violet Flame is the consuming violet flame of the alchemist Saint Germain. It's to transmute the soul. It's the big old magic power that will solve all your life's problems.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
It'll also probably accidentally induce OCD if you do too much.
Yes, definitely. We didn't mention it all too much on our episodes about this, but it really is like such a huge part of their cosmology and practices.
Yeah. Brainwashing.
And brainwashing is the violet flame, the meditation on the violet flame. And if you Google violet flame therapists, you will be horrified because there are a metric fuck ton of trauma-centered therapists, trauma-centered hypnotherapists with violet flame in their name.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I'll just let that sit, go check it out. There's way too many fucking trauma-centered therapists who have violet flame in their name. And if someone uses violet flame, they are referring to the I am activity every time. Every time.
Yeah.
Even if they don't know it. It means that their wisdom or their teachings or whatever come from there.
Especially if they don't know.
Right, especially if they don't know it. Sure. So, all of this is kind of weird on its own, and it leads one to speculate, right? But there's an infinite amount of possibilities of what could be going on. You know, I'm a paranoid person by nature, and I know that. And so that's why we haven't really made this assertion yet, because I could be fucking wrong. I usually am.
Yeah.
Usually am. However, last week, Willow, you sent me some videos.
Yeah, I sent you a YouTube link at like 11 p.m.
Fucked me up for days.
Yeah. I woke
Still
up to just like a barrage of text messages.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's not good, dude.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, I felt compelled to just type in Saint Germain onto YouTube and then sort by upload date and see what came up. Is anybody talking about Mr. Saint Germain? Or
the big guy upstairs?
Yeah. And I find these videos on this channel, Revelations of Malachi, and this video is titled like Saint Germain Foundation Exposed, and he has other videos, Ascended Masters Exposed, Great White Brotherhood Exposed, and I'm like, ooh, okay, spill the tea.
Yeah, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But this kid, so he says that, this kid.
Harley,
yeah. So this kid, Harley, he says that he was going through a rough time, and
well, he felt divinely led by God to go through Israel. We were all going through a rough time at the beginning of the pandemic.
That's true. Okay.
Like,
yeah.
That was a crazy time. Like, what's happening, you know? Yeah. And he felt like God was calling him to go to Israel, but he didn't have a passport or documents.
Or any of it.
Somehow he did manage to make it to New York City.
Yeah.
But once he was there, didn't let him on the plane to Israel.
No.
So instead, he's also low on cash.
Yep. And he's sleeping on the floor of a hotel.
Yep.
A Bible for his pillow.
Yep.
Like the prophets of old.
Indeed.
And he meets this feller. This guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, man, need a room?" Buys him a room and shit. It says the feller's name is Juan Carlos. As Juan Carlos is holding up his phone, he sees that dude's phone background is an I am picture.
Yeah.
Right. I forget if it's the rays or if it's the logo. And he feels like God tells him that that's what he's here to see.
Yeah.
And the dude, Juan Carlos buys him a room, gets him some food and shit. And while he's in the room, God tells him that he needs to go undercover for God.
Yeah. He's going to be a spy.
Yeah. Juan Carlos ends up like, buying him breakfast or something. And he says, Harley asks him about the picture on his phone. And he says, "Oh, well, I was a priest of Saint Germain. Have you ever heard of him?" Harley says, "No." And he starts telling him about Saint Germain. And then Harley goes and lives with Juan Carlos.
Mm-hmm. And his wife and kids.
Yeah. Which is quite odd.
It is.
And apparently this dude, Juan Carlos, was from Venezuela and he was ambassador to the UN. Mm-hmm. Hard to believe. But,
Also a hypnotist.
Yeah.
Maybe not professionally, but he had the skill.
Yeah. And Harley says that he gets invited to join the Saint Germain Foundation. And to do that, you have to read the 3 books written by Godfrey Ray King, right?
All the I am discourses.
Yep. And you have to do violet flame meditations 3 times a day, 15 minutes.
At least.
Every time. Which is kind of like, that explains they don't advertise. You have to already be accepting the doctrine to get invited in. He says that he went to Mount Shasta. He went to the compound of Mount Shasta and that the people there were very nice, but they were very manipulative.
Yeah. And also very like cult vibes.
Yeah. Very cult vibes.
Not a lot of young people there either.
Right. Although in their pageants, there are a decent number of attractive young people, which is odd. But
you got it for the pageant.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the pageants they do, I mean, they pull a lot of people.
Oh, that's a ritual.
It is a ritual.
That is.
Yeah.
It's not a pageant, really.
It's a fucking ritual. So I've got some clips from old Harley here. And I did a shit job labeling them, so I'll cut the ones that aren't relevant.
Yep.
All right. Just going to go from top to bottom and just talk about them.
Yep.
I was in the hotel lobby because I was trying to use someone's phone to make a phone call. I was actually trying to call Pastor Paul in Sedona, Arizona, at Wayside Chapel. And this man came up.
After leaving the Saint Germain Foundation, this dude fell hard into the Jesus trap. Also, he's been through some psychological fucking trauma. He's tapped. It's like, I don't want to be rude to the dude, and if you guys go to this channel, don't fuck with him.
Don't.
He's a very nice kid.
He's a kind soul.
Yeah.
The spirit of Jesus is in him, and it is strong, and that is his prerogative.
Like, yeah, he is making end times prophecies now, but he's been through some shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
he was literally brainwashed to be a prophet.
We're not taking his shit at his word. We have verified some of this stuff.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
It is.
But like, because a lot of the stuff taking his word on it, it sounds fucking batshit insane.
Yeah.
Like, it just does.
Personally, we jive with it. We heard it and we were like, oh, this makes more sense than, probably most people would give him credit for.
Right.
So just bear with the Jesus stuff if you're averse to that.
And the fractured speech and the getting caught up on rhymes and stuff. I mean, he's been through a lot. He's had his head fucked with. You got to cut him some slack on that. But
I think he's pleasant to listen to.
This man who came up to me, I'll just say his name. His name was Juan Carlos. He worked for the United Nations. He was an ambassador of Venezuela, and he was of the Saint Germain Foundation of the sanctuary. And he was like, "You need a phone to use?" And I was like, I was exhausted. I was like, "Yeah, I need to just use it, log in. I'm just gonna ask someone if they can send me a Venmo so I can go home." Like at this point, I was just done, and he looked at me. He showed me his phone, and on the phone was a picture of what they call the magic presence. Now, I've never seen the magic presence, but I knew in that moment, I was like, whoa, that's what God sent me to look at. Like I knew. And the man looked at me and said, he called me brother. He's like, let me get you a room. And so he got me a hotel room, got me some food. And after he got me some food, and that night I was in my room. I was in this hotel room. Room number was 360. Completion of a full cycle, I guess. But I was in this hotel room, and now I want you to understand, I had no idea who, what, when, where, or what the heck the Great White Brotherhood was. And God spoke clearly onto me. And I didn't mention this in my testimony because the Lord said now wasn't the time. Now it is the time. And he said unto me, he said, you're going to be a spy. You're going to spy on the Great White Brotherhood. And I was like, what? And I was like, okay. I just went to sleep that night. And the next day, the man, he was visiting people in New York City. He worked with the United Nations. And I actually ended up working for him as an assistant to an ambassador for a year, all throughout 2021. Nevertheless, he tried to use his credentials to get me on my flight.
So his timelines are a little funky. That's one thing I haven't. Well, actually, it is almost through 2022. Mm-hmm. Time's fucked.
Yeah, this happened last year.
Yeah.
Too.
It says he worked
at the start.
He worked for him for all through 2021.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I guess it tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tracks.
So basically, JC is stepping in as like sort of a mentor role, fatherly role.
Yeah. What, my voice cracked?
Yeah. That was cute.
My throat's dry.
Oh, there's some water behind you. I will also say, and perhaps don't include this in the episode because it feels very personal. Because of Harley's absence of a father, I think he might have been especially susceptible to this man, with this family man, successful, coming in and taking him under his wing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, that's a pattern that plays out over and over and over.
Yeah.
We all have our hooks that we need to be careful of.
For sure.
He was a priest. He was 44 at this time. He was a priest for Saint Germain ever since he was I think 18, 19 years old, and all the way till he was about 30. So he was deep into the occult, deep into the Saint Germain Foundation. He actually became my sponsor. So you need to understand, you can't just walk up into the Saint Germain Foundation. That place is elitist and it is exquisite. You have to read 3 of the I Am discourses, 2 of the fundamental books. You have to have 6 months of violet flame activity, wherein you decree and you literally declare the violet flame in, through, and around you and upon you every single day, 3 times a day, 15 minutes a day, literally breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you're eating that stuff up. And I did not want to do this. Like, I was really reluctant, and God put in me the quote by Lao Tzu in The Art of War. He said, if you want to know your enemy, you sometimes must become your enemy. I want you to become them and forget, and I will pull you out. And I was like, okay. I immersed myself in these works, and I went to this man's house who I worked for, and I went to his home in Houston, Texas, and I lived with him from 6 months, and I was literally absorbed everything. And then I went to Mount Shasta, California, and I went camping for 3 weeks in Mount Shasta. I went camping on top of the mountain of Mount Shasta all by myself, and that was an experience in of itself. But I went to the sanctuary, and it took a while for them to, to let me in. They had to check my ID. They had to give me a background check. Like, they literally searched into me. I truly, I tell you, you can't just walk up into this stuff. They keep it protected and hidden for a reason. And we're going to get into all that here in a moment. So I appreciate you bearing with.
So I'm skeptical of camping for 3 weeks on top of Mount Shasta by himself.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing that doesn't mean entirely alone. It probably means daily visits with the others.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, or something. But I mean,
something along those lines.
It is funny how he says, and that was an experience in and of itself, because people tell some weird stories about shit that happens on Mount Shasta.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, and I pulled these clips, and I mean, a lot of this, we kind of just want you to hear from him,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here he is talking about the violet flame.
Egypt was kind to me. They when I was camping, they let me into their homes. They allowed me to stay with them. I stayed at a place called the Saint Germain Place. I went to Shasta Springs, met all the people there. They were nice, but these people are very, very manipulative, very controlling. You have to understand, now we're getting into what the violet flame is and what the I Am presence is. The violet flame is the highest form of alchemy. I promise you, the violet flame is the highest form of alchemy. Now, what is alchemy? Alchemy is to transmute pain into consciousness. It is to take things within your emotional being, your emotionality, and to take that and to pass it through literally violet fire and to purify yourself through this fire. You see, the devil copies everything, holy fire. He has violet fire. The I Am presence, Holy Spirit. Whose Holy Ghost do you got? Whose garments are you wearing? You see, the devil wanted to strip me of my garments that I had in the Holy Ghost and strip me of my garments and give me his garments. A copy, a duplication. So the more I began to use the violet fire, within 3 months, I read so many I Am discourses. There are about 18 of them.
Me too, brother.
I read 14 books.
Yeah.
And those, I can tell you about each and every ascended master, how they work, but anyhow, I worked with the violet fire, and it got to the point where I would feel it in my belly. In my belly, it would feel like flames of fire. I would feel fire in my belly, and, it really makes you feel high, spiritually high. And that elevation is sort of deceptive, sort of deceiving, because one, it takes you out of the Holy Spirit, because...
Okay, so that's really interesting. I don't know if you've ever done any yoga where they have you do the breath of fire shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reminded of that.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about how the way the decrees work, where you have to bark them.
Right.
And yell them. That's almost doing the breath of fire meditation.
Yeah,
right?
It's also almost pushing into holotropic breath territory where you sort of deprive yourself of oxygen while also having enough to, because when you are chanting just over and over and over again quickly, it's hard to get a good breath in there.
Yeah,
so
it
you
is.
Definitely go into this trance-like state.
Yeah. I've never done any holotropic breath work, but I've heard from people who have.
Mm-hmm.
It gets you to some places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even yoga can make you feel like your electrical system is getting untangled.
Yep.
And it feels great. Like you feel high as fuck. Mm-hmm. It's awesome. And I just wanted to like, this is a physical technique that they're having this kid do. Right?
Yes.
That they're having this kid who, remember, he was trying to go to Israel based on what the voice of God was telling him.
Yeah.
Susceptible, I believe would be the correct term.
Indeed. I mean, he's
a perfect target.
If you want a prophet, like here he is,
right.
You know?
Violet fire was literally in me, and I was decreeing it each and every day. And what this did, it literally reprogrammed my subconscious mind. And when it reprogrammed my subconscious mind, I would wake up. And there would be times where I was just decreeing and declaring violet fire left and right, just because. And the thing is that the moment that you stop decreeing violet fire, you get like psychically attacked. Your soul. The soul is the mind, will, and emotions. Like, I cannot make this up. Entities, like thought form entities, like demons that are created by occultists are literally sent onto you. They literally attack you if you're not using this stuff. And so this is the Saint Germain Foundation exposed. This is the beginning of the isolation, manipulation, and triangulation. They triangulate the individual. You see, the I Am presence is known as your personalized, individualized God presence, your God self. And in the Saint Germain Foundation, what they believe they believe in reincarnation. And so not only do they take biblical principles, call it the law of life, and they use it for themselves, but they take what theosophy is, the coexistence of every religion and every spiritual ideation and spiritual thought, and they take it for their own, and they form literally a science, like a spiritual science, a method. It's a methodology, a formula of their ascension. Remember what Jesus said, if you don't come by me, they're but thieves and robbers. These are the thieves and robbers he's talking about. And so they literally try to ascend. It's like the Tower of Babel. And you literally ascend onto your I Am presence through your higher self. Your higher self, you know, they call it in the Sophia Code or in the I Am discourses as your own Holy Spirit. And when the more you decree this violet fire, the more these thought forms. Please watch the video that I posted on the Great White Brotherhood Exposed, because I explain how how sorcerers create spells through gamma wave frequencies and through theta waves, and how witchcraft and wizardry is projected on to you, and how that creates black magic.
This is so interesting because he's talking about how the whole I Am doctrines, they lead people to believe that they are personally empowered.
Right.
That they could, become ascended themselves, and that, and yet, while giving people this false sense of empowerment, they're also stripping them of their power. Right. While leading them to, Yeah,
and I mean, they do this, as we saw, through the book Psychic Dictatorship in America, through very standard cult procedures like no sex, no fucking protein in your diet, which is such a common one and such an important one.
Yeah.
Like that, you see that everywhere. Elimination of protein from the diet. That'll fuck people's heads up.
You can't think too hard.
Right. Yeah. And I was thinking about how we've seen so many other stories of I Am people, especially back in the 30s, thinking that they were being attacked by entities.
Yeah.
And
well, it's like, when you're a kid, if you're really, really scared of stepping on a crack. Yeah. Because you'll break your mother's back. I mean, it's like that, except taken to a big extreme.
Like, dude, I have OCD.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
It's not good. And it's like that. You have the compulsion to do this violet flame shit.
Right.
But it's really fucking interesting that, because one of the things about what we're presenting here, it would be very easy to say, oh, this kid's just making up a backstory about a cult so he can do his Jesus thing. Right. You wouldn't use the Saint Germain Foundation.
No.
You wouldn't use the I Am activity.
No.
The book, like, up until some years ago, you didn't know anything about the I Am activity because you couldn't find the book, Psychic Dictatorship in America by Gerald Bryan. Yeah. It's only thanks to the pervasiveness of the internet that we have that anyone fucking knows. And like, I'm pretty sure we weren't the first people looking at this stuff, but we were the first people to tell the story of the I Am activity in like a pop podcast storytelling way.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we were the first. At least the funniest.
Got that right.
Shit. Another thing, it's interesting how his story lines up with what we saw from people in the 30s in psychic dictatorship.
Right.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me. What he's getting at with the gamma and theta wave programming is also very interesting to me, especially since we've covered like the SRI psychic spies.
Right.
Andrea Buharich and the Nine.
Yeah.
Robert Monroe and binaural
and
beats.
When Harley speaks of like, you know, duplicates and clones, it sounds really far out. But I think what he's saying is when people get involved in this stuff, it's like you'll still see the shell walking around.
Right.
You'll still see that person, but it's not them anymore.
Right.
It's a duplicate of that person using the same body.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's an important point to bring up because it's not that.
Like sometimes these things, like some of the sentences sound crazy on their face, but if you think about what's being said, it does make sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, oh, when you lose someone to a cult, like they're not the same person anymore. He's talking about that.
Right.
Yeah. And what he's insinuating is that this is a process.
Yeah.
That this is a step-by-step intentional process. That it's not just, oh, people are stupid and I'm not because I'm a smart guy and people, they joined the dumb cult and that's because they're dumb.
Yeah.
No, it's a process. It is a standardized process that, well, it's a process called magic, which is yoga and breathing and meditation and all the things that unlock consciousness.
Right.
Magic is the martial art of consciousness. That's what it is. And you can, once you know the secrets of that, which is the secrets of how the mind work, you can fuck with people.
The Saint Germain, like the whole I am shit, it's so good at like feeding you candy with one hand and then smacking you with the other hand.
Yeah.
Because of course, like all of these chants, these trance states, this idea of these higher beings leading you in your evolution, that all feels good. That's the candy.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
But then the mind warping, the way that you can't even like function independently, the way that you are just thinking about these things all day long and can't think about anything else, like that's the slap.
Yeah. And he talks a lot about another one of the videos about how he says there's basically two channels of magic that like witchcraft is based upon theta brainwaves and the Great White Brotherhood shit is based on gamma brainwaves. Yeah. Which would sound like nonsense again, but binaural beats, right? If you've heard of those, if you've listened to our Psychic Spy series, you know about the Monroe Institute. You know, a lot of people think it's not real, whatever, blah, 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 but brainwaves themselves are very real. Yes. Incredibly real. And in different states throughout your day, you're in different brainwave modes. Beta brainwaves are when you're actively engaged in something. Like right now, me and you are in a beta state. Right. Right. When you're sitting calmly, like after eating good food in your rest and digest kind of mode, you're in an alpha state. When you go into deep meditation, trance, that's a theta state. And this is about the frequency of brainwaves, which can be measured and shit. And, you know, they've done things where like they hooked up electrodes to musicians in a band together and had them play together and they found their brainwaves sync up. Yeah. Like it's a thing. And gamma is interesting because people aren't really sure what the gamma state is. It seems to be the automatic responses. Yeah. Like when you've done something so many times that it's just muscle memory. Like when I take out the trash and then 30 minutes later I go to take out the trash and I'm like, oh shit, I already did it because I wasn't even thinking while I was doing it. It might be that. I think it's more of like, if I threw a football at you, you'd catch it. Or you might not, but. Yeah. No, you would. You definitely would. But it's shit like that. I would surprise you. Yeah. Or like when I'm playing a fighting game and I'm kicking ass, but I'm not thinking. Yeah. I'm just fucking doing. I'm pretty sure. Flow state. I believe that is gamma. And that's all like the connection between the brainwave stuff and magic. Can I bring up an example I saw today? Sure. I saw someone on Reddit talking about how they had been doing the middle pillar and lesser banishing. Yeah. Yeah. And how they noticed that when they've been out and about, they are usually not a social person. Usually people don't come up to them. Yeah. But they noticed that after doing these rituals, that when they went out, really interesting. People that had a couple drinks, not drunk people, but buzzed people, would come up to them and were being very friendly towards them. And someone in the comments was like, well, that's because, you know, after you have a couple of drinks, it's almost like
like a back door to magic, to getting in that sort of flow state that it was. So I think you guys were just both on the same wavelength.
Huh. Well, that's really interesting you bring that up, because like I'm not a practiced ceremonial magician because I'm ADHD as hell. But I do the lesser rituals, pentagrams, and the middle pillar I've done a decent amount, and I have actually noticed, maybe it's just because I'm looser.
Yeah, maybe.
Warmer, but people are friendlier and warmer and more open with me after I've done the middle pillar.
Yeah.
Which is like, if you don't know, it's basically just a chanting and visualization exercise.
Well, how about that?
Yeah. Like, it's not all that spooky. Like, imagining shit and saying stuff in a language you don't understand.
Yep.
That's all it is. And but I thought it was really interesting how far he goes into the different brainwave stuff, because of the only place I've seen brainwaves and shit like that connected to magic is with the SRI, CIA shit, the Monroe Institute stuff.
Yep.
Right. And I've always said the I Am activity of Saint Germain Foundation seemed like an intelligence operation.
Sure fucking does.
The only problem I had was that it was around before the CIA.
Yeah.
But as we've shown, spooks have been spooking since the days of old.
It's true.
Since C.W. Ledbetter, since Blavatsky, since all the way. In fact, espionage was developed at the same time period as John Dee was talking to angels.
Yeah.
Spooks have been spooking. Spook's gonna spook. Here's a clip I titled Projecting Black Magic.
He was literally projecting like witchcraft, like black magic onto me. And so when I was decreeing violet fire, I felt in my, called the I Am presence, I felt in this spirit, but what it is actually doing, it was disassociating me from my body. I was really, I'll show you pictures here in this video, I was very out of body all throughout 2021. Like, I would walk, and here's my physical body, I would walk, and I was like floating out of my body. And seriously, like, I was out of body. And when I was out of body, this violet fire was clearing my body for Saint Germain to manifest in me. It was the same thing like Maitreya and Krishnamurti. It was the exact same thing. The exact same MK programming, ultra. The same program that was put in him was put in me. I mean, these people that created this stuff were co-masons. The Blavatskys, the Ledbetters, all of this. The co-masons created theosophy.
Not exactly
Theosophy
true, but
and the Saint Germain Foundation are accepted by the Great Light Brotherhood. And there's a hidden hand behind even all of that. That's in the exoteric. That is quite literally the hidden hand that you do not see. No one gets to see. There is an occultic cult that runs this world. They're sorcerers. Please watch the Great Light Brotherhood Exposed. It explains all of that. But for me and my experience, I began to feel very out of body.
we got to talk about that for a second.
First,
Clearing his body so Saint Germain could manifest in him. That is terrifying.
Yeah.
And
yet not surprising at all.
No.
Completely terrifying, but checks out.
Yeah, checks out. And then linking it to Krishnamurti, which in our C.W. Ledbetter series, the 3rd episode, we talked a lot about Krishnamurti.
Yeah.
And how it kind of does seem like the same thing was being done to Harley as was being done to Krishnamurti.
Right.
And
then also linking it to mind control.
Yes.
Which, again, on that
mind
face,
control is a loaded term. It's an easy term, and we use it because it's a good shorthand. If you're not up to speed, it can be alienating because it's not about literally remote controlling someone's mind.
Yeah.
It's
influencing someone's behavior, someone's beliefs.
Operative psychiatry, psychology, right?
Yeah.
Dark psychology. Like the shit in MK Ultra that gets all the attention is the LSD. That's not the interesting part to me. Really, this truly interesting part of MK Ultra was Dr. Ewan Cameron and psychic driving, which is where they were using sensory deprivation and shit straight up out of a Clockwork Orange, dismantling and disintegrating the personality until there was no one left in there.
Yeah,
that's
what this sounds like.
That's what this sounds like. Yeah. And it's also, it didn't start with MK Ultra. This is a process that shamans do. This is magic. This is possession, right? What does that mean? Does it mean an actual spirit, or does it mean that the personality changes? In Peter Levende's Sinister Forces, he goes very deep into, what is dissociative identity disorder?
Yeah.
What is multiple personality disorder? It's the same thing that was called demonic possession in olden days. Like, what does this really mean? And if it can happen, then that means there was a cause and effect. That means that you can do it to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about MK Ultra is it didn't work, right? They weren't able to create perfectly controllable assassins and super soldiers or whatever, because it's not that clean. It's a messier process. You're not going to control the outcome necessarily. Yeah. But I think that there is enough interesting things that happened in MK Ultra that, like, to think that the research that was part of it, that it just went away and no one ever touched it again is fucking naive. Yeah. That is naive as shit, dude. Because I read about you and Cameron in Psychic Drive and I'm like, wonder how the fuck that happened. And I'm not a mad scientist. Yeah. Right? Like, someone's less moral than me that was like, I should try that. Right? Like, yeah. It's not like MK Ultra wasn't a failure in that, like, nothing worked. Nothing happened. Quite a lot happened. Just wasn't that controllable and they got found out. Right. Yeah. So
for me, the more I began to decree this violet fire, the more I was disassociating from my body, and the more I did not want to be here. And that's how every single person is in the Saint Germain Foundation. That's how every theosophical person is. That's how every person in the occult is. They no longer want to be here anymore. Like, I didn't want to be on Earth anymore. And so I would decree the violet fire, but then I didn't want to be on Earth. And then when I would stop decreeing it, I would get attacked by these entities. And my sponsor at the time in all the discourses, they would say, oh, yeah, that's natural. That's normal. You get attacked by entities, which they called the Antichrist. You see, they inverted everything for their own.
So first of all, there's quite a lot of occultists, Harley, if you're listening, that really do want to be here.
It's true.
That are truly in love.
Some of us are nice and good.
Yeah. Some of us are trying to fall in love with the world as it is and have fun and do good work in the here and now. Yes. You know, in fact, quite a lot of what you might mistake as satanic is actually quite about that, you know? Yeah. All the occultists that wear black and look scary are actually the cool ones.
Metalheads are some of the nicest people that you meet.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like goes along the same lines of that.
I really wish I liked metal more.
However, this whole idea about, like, Saint Germain being this mind virus, right? And how this idea of ascension makes you look forward to life outside of this earth.
That's what I was saying. Prison. From the very first time we covered this. That is dangerous.
And that is definitely, like, a huge thing within these, like, 5D, get to the next dimension.
It is death cult shit.
It is. And it reminds me of like all the suicide causing parasites in nature.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because there are so many, like the toxoplasmosis, whatever it is that's in cat shit, how like mice get infected with that and it makes them super horny and have deviant behavior for like cat pee. Yeah. So then they go out and like seek out cats so that the cats can kill them. Yeah. And get the parasite. And then of course they give it to, and we've been, you know, yeah, we've had cats domesticated forever. So that makes you think like, what about this?
Oh, lots of people.
What's going on with this parasite, huh?
Cat ladies, crazy cat ladies.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
And also like, so what is the purpose and nature of these suicide causing parasites? To thin out the population.
Well, or to, you know, I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship with the cat. Like the parasite gets to live and evolve and reproduce. Right. Yeah. The cat is a perfect carrier for it, you know. Mm-hmm.
And then about a third of humans apparently carry the parasite too.
And that's why pregnant women are told not to go near litter boxes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. My dad has a whole life has used that as a touchstone to shit on my mom for loving cats. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny.
You've got the cat.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I have it.
Yeah, I know you do. Definitely.
It's got me twisted. That's why I'm so crazy, obviously.
All right, so...
At least I don't have the Saint Germain virus.
Right. So Saint Germain is trying to manifest through this kid. It's trying to get him to disassociate his consciousness. Yep. So that Saint Germain can take over his body. Why are they doing this? Well, let's see what Harley has to say.
Time you call forth the violet fire, the violet flame, it literally, these angels minister the violet fire onto you. You can feel it entering through the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. You literally feel flames of fire. It's like hellfire, actually. But you can feel flames of fire all around you. And you do this long enough, and you literally feel it, and it takes over your subconscious. And so you have the mind, will, and emotions. The mind, I was being manipulated by my sponsor. My emotions, I was being manipulated by the violet fire. And my will, my spiritual will, was being manipulated by these disembodies, these ascended masters. And so these ascended masters, they do this because they are not embodied. They're disembodied. They're spirits that are disembodied. They're fallen spirits. They cut off the spirit. They cut you off from the spirit. These violet fire angels are pouring forth. It's literally a radiation. Like when they call it a radiation, an octave, they're not making the stuff up. It's very true. It's a radiation. It's an octave, and they are ministering this radiation, ministering this octave in you, through you, around you, in the mind, will, and emotions, in the soul. And it disassociates. For me, it disassociated me from the body. And then I didn't want to be here. And then I would have dreams. And Saint Germain would appear to me as violet fire in my dreams. And he would just say, don't give up. You're so close. Like, I'm coming to you. I'm coming through you. I'm clearing you so that I can be in you. You are my beloved. He would call me that. And that made me, when I was feeling really depressed and disassociated, that made me feel special, like seen and recognized again, because again, I was out of my spirit. Holy Spirit couldn't talk to me. God wasn't talking to me. And the meditations that you do, we're encouraged to go absolutely blank, absolutely empty in the mind. And in this emptiness, that's literally when these spirits come onto you. And so the spirituality aspect, Saint Germain was literally coming to me in my dreams, telling me how the violet fire was purifying me. It was purifying me to make myself a vessel for him to manifest, and so that I would be an embodied master of Saint Germain. And this is the New Age deception. This is literally from 2023 all the way to 2027, like 2030. Up to that point, people are going to start retreating all over the world. There's going to be an archaic revival from all parts of the world. People are going to go to Central America. I've seen it. People are going to come in the lands of Costa Rica, of Panama, of Guatemala, of Yucatan, of Mexico, of Peru, of Nicaragua, of Ecuador, Colombia, and Hawaii. People are going to come to these tropical lands, and they're going to start forming eco-villages and eco-communities. And these, quote, ascended masters are going to embody in these people. And there's going to be a group, a copy of the 144,000. There's going to be a copy of people that call themselves embodied masters. And when I was doing this at the time, I was actually going to start my own church. Like, it was going to be called Seventh Ray Universal Church. I was literally, when I was working with Saint Germain, I was literally going to start the new church.
So in case you zoned out at any point, which I hope you didn't.
I'm going to cut it up and trim it down too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he just said?
Yeah, did you hear what he just fucking said?
They are...
The masters.
The masters are...
Body snatchers.
People. Yeah, they're body snatching people so that... And they're going to have a bunch of villages and oh my God. And I was reading that fucking stupid Saint Germain prophecy book that you got me, written by Elizabeth Clare Prophet. And in it, it says that, the Saint Germain's new golden age is going to start, in these South American countries. And it's where it's going to all happen. Yeah. And there are quite a lot of very culty sounding eco villages popping up down there. Oh yeah.
Nowadays. Real weird. And this is some stuff we're going to get more into on the bonus episode this week. I had some very strange personal synchronicities surrounding you sending me these videos, Willow, that led me to look in specific directions I wouldn't look in otherwise if seemingly unrelated things in my life hadn't happened.
Right.
And wow. I'm just going to say wow. That'll be on our Patreon today. Yeah.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for those eco villages.
Also, I will say, Homeboy did just post yesterday a video about his end times prophecies, in which he said he had 21 visions. This whole stuff about the eco-villages and the masters and the 144,000, he saw that in a vision.
So
it wasn't told to him by leadership.
Yeah.
He saw this in a vision.
144,000 is a number that's always invoked by these like new age cults.
Also by Christianity. Like it's a thing.
Because it's in the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So of course, like people are going to take from the Bible and use it to their advantage.
Is it 12,000 each from all the 12 tribes of Israel?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So we don't even have to prophesize it. Of course, there's going to be groups pretending that they are the 144,000. And they're part of it.
And I mean, post-pandemic, we're staring in the face of a fucking economic collapse, perhaps another war. Yeah, it's rife for cults.
Oh, yeah.
This is exactly when it happens.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see a bunch.
And I really think, now, he hasn't mentioned this. Well, we'll get to when he mentions it, but I have my own thoughts on why he saw these visions and how he experienced all of this. I think he might say it in this one.
And the Saint Germain Foundation, the Great White Brotherhood, what they do is they literally, theosophy, these co-masons, they literally use sorcery, and then they see into the spiritual realm, and they find lights and they target lights. They target lights and they try to convert them to their own. And the more that they do this alchemy, whether it's alchemy or bufo, they literally take you out of wanting to be here, or they give you this grandiose sense of self that after you're so, out of body, from either doing the bufo or doing the violet fire or just doing all this I am stuff, it gives you this grandiose sense of self.
Okay. Bufo.
Doing the bufo.
Now, I couldn't not think about putting drugs up your butt when he was saying that. Yeah. Yeah. Not an advisable way to take drugs, by the way.
It's a great way to take drugs.
Like, it works. Efficient. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like it's harder to control dosages.
It's true.
Like that's for experienced
too efficient. Yeah. I mean, you're not putting things up your butt your first time doing drugs. That's for sure.
Please don't.
Yeah.
I've never boofed anything in my life.
Just like shoving a whole bull pack of weed in there. That's not going to do anything.
That's not going to work.
Don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Wasn't it proven that mammals can breathe out of their butts? So you could probably smoke a cigarette with your butt.
That'd be funny. That'd be real funny. I want to see that.
Anyway.
Bufo. He's referring to the bufo toad. If you've ever heard of licking toads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bufo has to refer to a form of 5-MeO-DMT, which is secreted in a toxin produced by Central and South American toads. Now, 5-MeO-DMT is also the active ingredient in ayahuasca, right? DMT is the smokable version. DMT is a 10 to 15 minutes, you get blasted out of a fucking cannon into the 5D, into a world where Euclidean geometry can go fuck itself, and there's all sorts of machine elves and all this shit. And
where the mantis god gives you an upgrade.
Yeah. 5-MeO-DMT lasts much longer, and it's a much more introspective, visionary trip. It's much more grounded in reality. Well, a lot of people say it's harder to handle because it's more intense, but more grounded in reality. DMT is actually pretty easy because it's so fast and intense that you don't have time to question it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes it super
on,
easy.
And then you also can't really hardly move.
Yeah.
So you're just there.
I've never heard of bufo as a drug, but it makes total sense. Ayahuasca, which is a big thing, all these white people going drinking ayahuasca and having...
Yeah.
You need... The reason you make the tea, the stew out of ayahuasca is you need ayahuasca and you need another plant. And it's chemicals in this second plant that I forget what it's called. It's a vine of some sort.
Yeah, some bark.
Yeah, I think the ayahuasca is the bark, and then there's a vine. It's a vine-bark combo. I know that.
Okay.
But there's a chemical in the second plant that makes the 5-MeO-DMT bioavailable.
Yeah.
So you need them together. Toad slime, on the other hand, can be extracted and processed really easily if you're the type of person that wants to make drugs in your kitchen and you can get yourself some toads, you can get some 5-MeO-DMT plus a couple extra chemicals that seem to be a bit speedy, a bit slightly toxic. You can make it. And
there's some mad wizard out there with a bunch of toads in his.
Absolutely. Yeah. And you can make probably shit can be taken as pill form or smoked or something. Yeah. So that's what I think he's referring to. And that's what, as you said, 5-MeO-DMT is a visionary experience. we already established Saint Germain Foundation probably gave people powdered peyote.
Yep.
I think he was given Bufo 5-MeO DMT. And I think that that's his visions of the eco-villages and all this stuff, his 21 visions were probably DMT-induced visionary states. It was probably a trip. It was probably him synthesizing everything he had been seeing and projecting it outwards into the future. Perhaps seeing the future. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. Or maybe even he could still do that, even not during a trip, just in a trance state. But
sure.
This is also
5-MeO DMT is a powerful chemical, though.
Yeah.
It'll do that. It'll make you see shit. Also, if anyone's ever had any experience with psychedelics, drugs in general, even weed, drugs have a spirit, a character to them.
Oh, yes.
Eating mushrooms is hanging out with a different character than eating LSD.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I use those two.
Don't even get me started on salvia.
Fuck that shit. And I use those two examples because they're both tryptamines. They're actually pretty chemically close to each other, psilocybin and LSD. Ayahuasca has a spirit. 5-MeO DMT has a spirit. I imagine Bufo has its own spirit.
Yeah.
My analysis of this is that this spirit of Saint Germain was probably the experience of feeling like you're interacting with an entity when you're on psychedelics.
Yeah.
That's my best guess. To try and bring it down into the plausible, right? Because as much as it fits in, and it's the weirdest thing ever, how closely it fits in with our paranoid ramblings, I do think that we have to work to bring this down into the plausible.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like I interact with certain entities and receive messages when I'm not on any sort of drugs, just as an experience of having faith. And I think that I'm probably slightly more of a religious person than you are in terms of being open to receiving those messages and interpreting my worldview through that lens.
I would say you are more than the character I play on this podcast.
Yeah.
I think privately I'm wackier than you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I believe that things that are spiritual in nature have to be plausibly explained by someone else on the outside. There has to be a mechanism by which the outside observer can make sense of it.
Right. So we just have to give that to them, or you have to.
Well, I think it's probably both. I mean, he's talking about Bufo. It makes me sound like he's definitely eating some fucking Bufo.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
And holotropic breathing will also put you into a psychedelic state.
Oh, yeah.
It's cracking open the egg of consciousness.
Right.
But while he's cracking open the egg of consciousness, he's surrounded by pictures of fucking Saint Germain.
Yes.
So that's the imagery that gets in.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's...
And reading all the I am discourses and doing the Violet Flame.
And so that's the mechanism by which you project this character of Saint Germain, by which you project this... The whole I am vibe onto someone, is you surround him with the imagery, the set and setting.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
The set and setting that he's in is Saint Germain to fuck.
Totally.
And that's how the programming happens.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So thought forms. Let's see. Let's just go through. I got 4 clips left. Might not even use any of them, but let's just see what they are.
Occultists. They take a thought that they have and they create it into a form. And Aleister Crowley talked about this. They're called thought forms. These thought forms, they create entities out of thought. They literally speak a thought into existence and they speak onto the thought more and more and more. And they intensely, psychically, it's like a psychic kundalini arousal. They bring up the cerebral spinal fluid from the base of the spine all the way up to the brain. And that creates it's like a boom. It's a powerful force of energy. And then they they project that into the thought that they're trying to create. That thought that gets created takes a form. It creates a manifestation. It creates an entity.
Okay. I'm glad I actually played that clip because that sounded like some fucking nonsense. Right? Spinal fluid and creating thoughts and shit.
Yeah.
I've seen this exact idea before.
Yeah.
In the Army intelligence document about the Monroe Institute.
How about that?
And it's talking about the theories of Dr. Itzhak Bentov, a Israeli scientist who died in a strange plane crash. We're going to cover him one day. He's an interesting character. Very, very interesting, cool character. His idea is that you could create this resonance loop within the brain that would do some fucked up shit to the brain fluid, the spinal fluid, and that would very physically, very mechanically, clip your brain waves out of the bounds that conventional reality
Yeah.
stays in. It's basically kind of like that. But there's
You're in the back rooms now.
Yeah, for like a split second. And it has to do with like the Planck length and like all this fucking science shit. It's in that
fascinating
fucking Monroe Document Institute that's always passed around like once every 6 months.
Yeah.
So like that's either he read that or he interacted with people who had read that, who are aware of those theories, right? Which is just, again, it's another connection back to the science of consciousness manipulation that's been done in the back rooms of America, right? The only other clip I have is like him again saying that he was being put through the same process as Krishnamurti, right? Which makes total sense to me.
Yeah.
It makes total fucking sense. Krishnamurti was supposed to be the vehicle for the world teacher. And remember, he started getting fucked up.
Right.
Like real fucked up. Now, we're not saying that there's this occult secret society that runs the world, this group of sorcerers and shit. We're not saying that. Because I don't have evidence of that, really.
Right.
I have suspicions about theosophy. I have, but it seems to me, because I started looking into who else, is there any other places that he could have gotten this information from, right? And something that I missed in all of our reporting on this, something that I missed because I'm averse to Christianity. I just am. Christian Jesus-y conspiracy theorists have been talking about this shit since before we were. This is like, they're on it.
Yeah.
They give credence to
well, they're always against the new age and all of that.
Very much so, but I found some people that did the reading. They made a lot of the same connections we did.
Nice. Just from a different lens.
A different lens. And I mean, these are also people who blame, these are fucking right-wing Christians who are trying to figure out where the fuck Q came from. Yeah. Right? And they peg it right to the same places we did.
Right.
They do shit like who's Project Monarch, Kathy O'Brien. They take Kathy O'Brien seriously. I don't. Right.
Yep.
And I think they also have a piss poor understanding of what the occult is. Piss poor. And this kid does too.
Well, the thing is, okay, I will concede that Kathy O'Brien is a mind control victim, just not in the way that she thinks she is.
She's a fucking grifter.
Yeah.
She's a fucking grifter. That's, yeah. We already established.
Yeah, we've already had. I think that Mark Phillips is the ringleader.
Yeah, I do. I think Kathy O'Brien is culpable.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that other people haven't been through shit. And like I already said, I don't believe that the research into manipulation of consciousness ever stopped. Why would it?
Why would it?
Come on now. So it is entirely possible that this kid, that Harley, had an abusive experience in a cult and then tried to make sense of what happened to him. And he found other Christians that put the pieces together. And that's what that think they've put the pieces together. And that is now the basis for his viewpoints.
Perhaps.
I think a lot of it is. I don't know how much of it. I do not know how much of it. It's just another explanation. I don't know. Right? I'm not saying that definitively.
Yeah.
It's just another explanation. Right? Here's the fucked up thing. We verified Juan Carlos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tracks.
Right.
It's just, that's real. Yeah. Like, yes.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, like that dude's real. He was an ambassador to the UN from it wasn't a Venezuelan ambassador from Venezuela, but an ambassador to the UN from a sketchy ass fucking think tank that I can't figure out what the hell they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we verified it. It took some time. Yeah. So, yeah, some of his story is like, I believe that the Saint Germain Foundation stuff, because it matches so well with everything we've learned so far.
Right.
And because we could verify that this motherfucker exists. That's real.
It is.
And you
can't deny that.
They were using consciousness manipulation techniques to try and turn this kid into a fucking prophet. And that's what this boils down to. Whether or not you want to believe that Saint Germain's a disembodied hive mind consciousness and shit. Personally, I do. It's because it's fucking fun. And we're the Nonsense Bazaar, goddammit.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. We're comedians.
Yeah.
We make jokes. God damn it. Why? Why are we in this? Why are we doing this? At the very least, I think that what the Saint Germain Foundation does, I think they find people who want to do the work to get into this society. And then I think they use abusive mind control techniques, chemical and practical, to create cult leaders.
Yep.
To create profits. I think that I'd bet dollars to donuts that if you go looking at other ascended master cult leaders, I bet a lot of them have been involved with the IM or the Saint Germain Foundation. And I bet it doesn't come from nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
I bet they're making cult leaders. And you know what? That's an assumption on my part, but like, that's my bet. That's where I'm
It makes sense.
putting my money. Yeah.
So how about this Ace of Wands?
It's the fire. It's the seed.
Yeah.
The spark.
The point of action, or maybe perhaps before the action. The hand, is it, well, I guess.
It's sperm.
Yeah.
Is the Thoth deck. Yeah.
The seed.
Yeah. It's also fire, right? And fire, the violet flame, right? And fire burns away.
And it burns.
Yeah. And
Seed of fire.
You can burn away people's perceptions. You can burn away their personalities.
Yeah. Keep that violet flame a burning.
Yeah. And I think that it also, I think that also refers to that this isn't new. That this seed that the Saint Germain Foundation is just one fucking manifestation of.
Yeah.
It's been around for fucking ever.
Right.
It's what happened to Krishnamurti. It's what happened to Harley. It's
what almost happened to Harley.
What almost happened. Well, I don't know. Jury's still out on that for me. He is making end times. Right. He's making end times prophecies.
Yeah.
I don't think they let him go. I think he's exactly where he's supposed to be.
I think he'll be all right.
I hope he'll be all right. I hope so. Because he does seem like a genuinely nice human being.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's also the wand. The wand is it's making shit happen.
Yeah, you can't just have a wand. You need to learn how to use it, and then you need to put it into practice.
Yeah, and I think that in this case also the Ace of Wands refers to the usefulness of the Saint Germain Foundation. That they are being used for something. That there is a point to their existence. It's not just this weird, quirky cult. They have more money than God.
Yep.
They're mind fucking people.
And they're all over the globe.
Yeah. They're doing shit.
Yeah.
It's real fucked up. And I don't know. Now I think we wash our hands of this.
And let's not talk about it for a little while longer.
Because these fuckers are real.
Yeah.
And they're real dangerous. And somehow they have a lot of fucking money. And the fact that they're goofy and dumb as fuck is not reason to ignore them. That's the point of their appearing dumb and goofy. So I really, really hope that like any other real journalists who are listening to this maybe will start to take a look at the Saint Germain Foundation.
Yes, please.
Guy and Edna will always be our villains. They're ours, goddammit.
Yeah.
I love them. I hate them, but I love them. But a couple of conspiracy theorists on the internet isn't going to do it here. It's worth looking into. I don't like it. I'm upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shit. Well, on our Patreon bonus episode that should come out today, I might have to make it happen on Thursday just because we're recording this at a funny time. We're going to be going more into the wild speculation and more into some of the weird circuitous routes this research has taken us.
Go off the rails.
Because it does. And there's like stuff that, isn't necessarily Saint Germain related that we've gotten spun into as a result of this. It's been a weird week. But yeah, you can get access to that in our Patreon, patreon.com/thenonsensebazaar. For only $5 a month, you'll get access to bonus episodes and all the good shit. And you'll get to hear us go off. And maybe we'll talk about like some of the shit that I was scared of talking about, scared of the Saint Germain Foundation here. And we talk about, but you know what?
Our patrons can have it.
They can have it. And maybe the Saint Germain Foundation will get an agent in there, but they're going to have to fucking pay me for it.
They're going to have to give us $5 a month for it.
Yeah, God damn it. Fucking pay me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was a weird episode, but we had to do it, and I hope you understand why.
Yes. Big thank you to our listeners. Thank you to our patrons.
Yeah. Thanks to Harley for fucking...
Big thanks to Harley.
Yeah, sharing that shit. Yeah, and thank you guys for listening. You can follow us on Twitter at Nonsense Bazaar. I'm at Sequoia Kennedy. It's not spelled like the tree. You'll figure it out.
I'm Willow Truman.
You'll
find me.
We're on Instagram. All that shit. Thank you guys for listening.
Go
out there and fucking don't join cults. Holy fuck. Just stop. Stop it. Stop it. Peace.